Hello and welcome to World Nyckelharpa Day, and this is our World Nyckelharpa Day tunes and a chat. Last year, David and I sat and we had a fika and we drank coffee and we had tunes and a chat. And it was fun. So we thought we'd do it again this year, and because Kirsty is here with us right now, we thought we would do some trios and ask Kirsty some questions. So should we start with a tune, just to ease things in?
What key?
What key?
B flat!
Is that B flat or is that Highland Pipe B flat? What piece should we start with?
One of Jonny's pieces.
One of Jonny's pieces. We're going to start with a tune. I've been going through my Dropbox and I've been finding tunes, unearthing tunes that nobody has ever heard before, that Jonny wrote. So this is a trio that Jonny wrote. It's called Tune. So I've called it Found Tune because I found it. So this is Found Tune by Jonny Dyer. And I have to swap my instruments, but I'll just do that magically with a splice. So that was Found Tune by Jonny Dyer there. So it's time to ask Kirsty a question. What should we ask? Why did you take up the Nyckelharpa, Kirsty?
Because that's a good question. Could be long, but I think the short answer is because it's the most awesome instrument in the entire world. And I saw Olaf Johansson play with this in Cape Breton, Nova Scotia in 2013 and 14. And I thought to myself, I wonder if I talk to him, will he talk to me and tell me about Nyckelharpas? And he did. And actually, this is his Nyckelharpa that he built. Cool. And I call him Algot.
So Olaf was my first exposure to Nyckelharpa as well.
Oh, no way!
So shout out to Olaf. Hi.
Hi, Olaf.
Thanks.
So yeah, and I picked Algot up in Sweden this summer after having COVID. That was fun, but we did get to go and talk to him and see his workshop and learn about building of Nyckelharpas, which is quite complex, so I'm not sure if I'll get to that in my lifetime with the way things go in my life at the moment, but if I ever get a chance...
You did make one tangent. So
I did.
You've already one tangent down. Only a few left. A few more pieces.
Poor Olaf was in the background seeing me whittle away this tiny piece of wood with a knife, and I'm sure he was just cringing, going, oh my gosh. But, I'm not a carver. And I don't have any history with sharp knives. My dad used to take knives away from me when I was a child. So
that sounds fair enough.
Yeah, he was terrified of me cutting my fingers because I play violin as well. Don't touch that knife! So, yeah, as a result, I don't play with knives. But some people do, like Olaf and Esbjörn Hogmark and all the other makers out there. So Huzzah for you makers making these amazing instruments. It's a necessary thing for those of us who need good instruments and want to play. So, yeah.
Yeah. Should we play another tune?
Yeah.
Sure.
Okay, what should we play? Let's play some Henry Purcell, because Purcell rocks.
Yeah,
Purcell is cool.
Rocks. He's like the British composer.
Yeah. So this is, it's a catch. It's called To All Lovers of Music.
That's a nice
And
title.
it has lots of words, works very nicely on the Nyckelharpa. A catch is where it's like a canon, but instead of cannoning every 2 bars, you play a whole section and then the next player comes in and then it kind of cascades in like that. So this is To All Lovers of Music by Henry Purcell.
Are catches written with the words? Do they make sense when the words are being sung simultaneously with different lines? Is there
Not so
Not
that can
necessarily.
happen, but it's not
Not
necessary.
interesting? So I never thought about it.
It can do. And some of them are rude, and some of them are not.
Yeah, they
Some
sung
of
them in
Right.
pubs.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay.
It was a pubby thing.
They're all about drinking and women, and a bit about
Seems
politics.
like not much has changed.
No, I think you're right. No, they were
Which
very
bars you go to?
very apt for today. So we're going to ask Kirsty another question. What's your day job?
My day job is I am a violinist in Symphony Nova Scotia in Halifax, Nova Scotia, Canada. And I'm sure most of you out there have no idea where that is. So Google it.
It's next to Texas, isn't it?
No.
We'll put a map up.
Yes, put a map up.
Yeah.
So that's my day job. We work from September to May. I also am a violin coach teacher at the Maritime Conservatory of Music. And I've taught a little bit of Nyckelharpa online and privately. So there you go. And now my turn to ask you guys questions. How much Nyckelharpa do you practice a day?
That's an unfair question. I would like to practice lots. But as a musician, I have lots of different jobs, which means that I have to answer all of my emails, I have to do gigs, get gigs, learn music, all of the tech, very techy. So
She's the tech queen.
I would like to answer that question, but instead I'm going to say not as much as I'd like.
That's the musician's answer
That's
generally.
the musician's
I
answer.
think.
When do you practice? Never. I sight read for a living, actually. That's what I do. Most of the time, it's true. I don't have time to practice my parts. I go in and I sit and I look at it.
Yeah, I might cut that bit.
Yeah, so there you go. That's part of the reading culture.
Is it double bass? I would, sight reading.
Yep, it's a thing. Sight reading. I know that folk musicians, generally you don't read with music, and I appreciate that.
Some of us read.
Yes. But I mean, in general, when you get up on stage and you perform, you don't have the music.
Oh,
in
we've
front of you.
memorised it, yeah.
Yeah. Or you've learned it by ear or whatever. And I really appreciate that because it's a very different way of learning music. It's great, actually, because you internalize it more. Because in my reading job, I just read it and then I go home and it's
gone.
Gone. So, yeah. No memory of a lot of things that I play, which is actually pretty good now that I think about it. With all the crazy stuff that we play. Some of it I really don't want to remember.
I'm sure you remember the Nutcracker.
Well, the beep and fart music, no way.
Beep and fart.
Beep and fart. Contemporary music. Sorry, that's really not politically correct, is it? Beep and fart.
No, you could do a
You
bit of
just played-
farting.
you
We
played
love
the
farting
wrong-
over
you
here.
played the wrong beep and fart music. Yeah.
Oh, beep and fart music. So that would be like.
Oh dear.
Stuff like that.
So how much do you practice?
How much do I practice? That really depends on what I probably similar answer to you. It depends on what I want out of the instrument as well, in a way, because in my day job, which is actually more of an evening job a lot of the time, I'm playing the violin for a lot of hours, and sometimes just physically holding another instrument is not practical. Waffling already, but sometimes you just hit on a tune that you just could play for a long time. Like the Vagnshus Vals.
Isn't that a great
I could just play that tune all afternoon. So
Yep.
often this instrument for me is a kind of like antidote to
Wagner.
and the rest of it. It's an antidote, and so it depends how much of an antidote I need at any given time. So it changes.
There you go, World Nyckelharpa Day. And Nyckelharpa is the antidote to Wagner.
That's a good strapline. You should have that as
It's
a
good.
bumper
Yeah.
sticker.
You
I
should-
don't know.
I think we better get that made up in a badge.
I can do that.
Yeah. Oh man.
No. We're not even doing that one. We're doing Rheingold, not Valkyrie. Anyway.
Jesus.
No.
No, we're not doing that on the Nyckelharpa.
Leave that.
Nobody attempt that. You know who you are, who are taking all those pieces and putting them on the Nyckelharpa. Do not do Wagner. Verboten.
Complete that.
Or it's a challenge. You know who you are.
I think I might have said about a minute ago. So, but you can bleep that. Just bleep. Yeah, okay.
So I've got a question that we can all answer, which is...
Sorry. It's getting hot in here.
So in fact, maybe we
It
should...
is actually getting hot in here.
maybe we should play another piece of music.
Yeah.
So we're going to play another piece of found music that I found in Dropbox that Jonny wrote, and he wrote it back in 2014, if the file has anything to go by, and it's called Trio.
Maybe we should call it Found Trio.
Found Trio. The other one was a found trio as well.
Oh yeah. So that was Found Tune.
Oh, found tune. Yeah. Let's call it Found Trio. Okay, yeah, we'll call it Found
Sorry, Johnny. Is that okay?
Found Trio. Yeah, it's going to have to be alright. I'll have a chat with him. It's fine. I didn't know that we would be able to do this one. I thought it was too difficult to play without lots and lots of practice. But Kirsty's taken the first part
Yeah.
and has been awesome. So this is Found Trio by Jonny Dyer. My question that we can all answer is, what's the most crazy thing that you've ever done as a musician?
Played with Kanye West. That was nuts. Yeah, he was opening for Mick Jagger and Rolling Stones. I was 3 months pregnant at the time, I seem to remember.
Things have really changed with his life in the last little while, right?
Yeah, and yeah, they wanted an all-girl band, and yeah, he didn't even rehearse with us. He just showed up on stage, and but it was bucketing down with rain, and we had this tarpaulin on us, and it was just like, and it was loud and blurry, but it was super fun. And Alice Cooper, do you know who Alice Cooper is?
Yeah.
You know, he was wandering around backstage with a snake around his neck.
Obviously.
Yeah. So, you know, I think that was probably one of those ones up there. Yeah. It was a nutty gig. I had another gig like that with the Nyckelharpa where it was pouring down, the Deep Roots Festival in Wolfville, Nova Scotia. And I was terrified of all of this rain getting on my harpa, and, you know, it was like a swamp. We were playing in a tent. And nobody had seen or heard of the Nyckelharpa before, and they were all just sort of staring at me. What's gonna happen? Anyway, they really loved it, but that was a hard gig. Super hot and humid, and
A bit like this room.
a bit like this room. Yeah, nuts. Anyway, there you go. What about you guys? I'm sure, Vicky, you've got some good ones.
Good.
You keep me next.
One that I actually I don't recall very well because it was quite a long time ago when I was still at college. I was actually cast in a film. You don't know, I haven't never told you this, have I? I was cast in a film with Donald Sutherland and Ralph Fiennes.
What?
I'm not joking. And
what?
the film, you can fact check this if you like. The film was called Land of the Blind. I've got the script at home. I've got like blah blah blah. Anyway, and I was cast as prisoner violinist. It's sort of this dystopian film, and I was this in a prison camp and was violinist. And I have I'm led into this abandoned swimming pool by these guards, and I have to mime playing this tune that I'd already recorded. And then the guards smash my fingers with a hammer, and I had to react like obviously a musician having his hand smashed to pieces, and I wasn't very good at that, and but my scene was completely cut out of the film, and I know, really, sorry about that, but I did have a really nice email from the director saying, really sorry, we had to clear some time, and I was thinking, yeah, it's because I was really bad at acting and stuff. But after that, gratifyingly, the film was completely panned, and I doubt that Ralph Fiennes or Donald Sutherland ever talk about it at the moment, but it did happen. That circa 2003, something like that. That's a guess.
Wow.
So.
Wow. I was going to add it to IMDb and everything.
IMDb, no, I was fully cut out of the film.
Ooh. Oh dear. Wow.
Craziest thing. So I think one of the craziest things would be a thing I can't talk about yet. Because it's not... Well, actually, we're pre-recording this. This isn't actually World Nyckelharpa Day whilst we're filming.
Yeah, we recorded this in like 2018. So.
Yeah. So at the time of recording, I can't talk about what it is, but...
Do you know? No. Okay.
Since it's not going to go out until after the event, I will talk about it. So, okay. So I think the craziest thing that I probably did was actually on the Nyckelharpa, which was I pre-recorded a part on a Nyckelharpa, except it wasn't really playable on Nyckelharpa, so I'm playing a mix of Nyckelharpas, 2 different ones, and a cello pitched Nyckelharpa, and also a normal violin pitched. I did it on the violin pitched Nyckelharpa because of the tuning, and I'm like tuning all of the strings to it was DA, and then I had to tune it like. The composer dropped it a semitone, so then I had to drop the whole instrument. So it's not a case of should I be tuned with a C or a D. It's like I'm D flat, A flat, D flat, A flat today.
Oh, that's a bit nasty.
That was
Thanks for that, composers.
Yes, and then I had to go and be on set filming this music, which was a dance scene, and I'm using a completely different Nyckelharpa, which is re-entrant rather than non-re-entrant, and I actually played them on the Nyckelharpa anyway, so that means they're not in the same order.
Got you. Okay, sorry, I forgot we were filming. What does that mean?
Sorry.
Ukulele.
And that was just so cool. And so there's 4 of us in a band playing for a dance scene for a TV series that you will have seen already because this is going out after we've done that, which is...
Say it.
Is it The Witcher?
No.
Okay.
Not The Witcher. That's already happened.
Okay.
It is The Winter King. There we go. On ITVX. So that's very cool. And The Witcher was cool, obviously, where I got to teach the Nyckelharpa to an actress type person and then kind of advise on set. And I had to teach her... I decided to teach her with a Gammelharpa bow hold like this, even though she had a tom and bow which had been slightly pimped, so she was playing like this, and that bow hold was perfect.
Yep. I just thought it was amazing there was a character that was associated with the Nyckelharpa.
I know.
I mean, how cool is that?
Yeah, that was pretty awesome. So
and she's walking around on set with a Nyckelharpa on her back.
Yeah, we should get her to say hello for World Nyckelharpa Day. Maybe I'll get in touch.
That's
maybe.
a good idea.
If I do manage it, it'll probably happen now. but probably not. So there we go. Yeah. So I think it's probably time for our last tune, and it's gotta be a Peace and Sea.
Yes. Peace and Sea. Swedish tune, of course.
What's it called?
Vagnshus Vals.
Nice. And where did you get it from?
Actually, I learned it from Johan Long. But I mean, it's, it's a classic. It's a classic. And it's super fun. I love this tune.
So thank you very much for watching our little concertette thing here, our Tunes and a Chat for World Nyckelharpa Day 2024. How did that happen that it got to 2024?
What year was this? 5? No.
I don't know.
We started in
20. 1, 2, 3, 4. Year 5.
Year 5? How? What? That's just crazy. Thanks for watching. Here's our last tune.
proud Nyckelharpa Day!
everybody!
Okay, we're done.
Well done.
It's time for dinner.
Woohoo! You're going to have fun editing that, aren't you?